happy Sunday. So my mom's in the background. There she is. Say hi, Mom.
Hi.
Put your head down a little bit.
Oh,
there you go.
hi.
We are going to be making cauliflower crust pizza today. This is not a meal prep. This is just a dinner. But one of the reasons why I wanted to do this is that we're all craving pizza, and the cauliflower crust pizza is really healthy for you, and it's it's actually anti-inflammatory. In fact, the pizza that I'm going to be eating, that my mom and I are going to be eating tonight, is 100% anti-inflammatory. All of the ingredients in it are immune boosting and make you healthy. So with all this talk about the coronavirus these days, nobody's really addressing how to boost your immune system and keep you healthy while this virus is trying to spread throughout the United States. And I'm not really worried about the virus because I eat a very healthy diet. I haven't been sick in a really long time. My cancer tests come back beautifully, so I know that I have a really healthy immune system. So one of the things, if you're afraid of the coronavirus coming to get you, or you acquiring the coronavirus, you really need to eat a diet with varied vegetables, lots of naturally occurring vitamin C from fruits. There's vitamin C and calcium in broccoli. Basically, all of your vegetables contain all of the things that you need to build a healthy immune system in order to fight off this coronavirus. So one of the things that I love to do is take the foods that I love, and for anybody who knows me knows pizza is my kryptonite, right, Mom? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So I take foods that I love and I make them healthy. So one of the things that Steve and I have come up with was this almond flour / cauliflower pizza crust. And there are just a few ingredients. A head of cauliflower, or I prefer to use the pre-frozen cauliflower bag, just one steamer bag. 1 teaspoon dried oregano, a ½ teaspoon of garlic powder, a ¼ teaspoon red pepper flakes that you can omit if you want, a ½ teaspoon of sea salt, an egg, and 1/3 cup of almond flour. It makes a pizza about, I'm gonna say 10 inches around, and then you can top it with whatever you want. So this video, unlike my other ones, will not be filmed in real time, only because of the different camera angles that I have to do in order to show you exactly how to make this and how easy it is. I will tell you to make the pizza crust. It is a tiny bit time consuming, but almond flour is so anti-inflammatory, cauliflower is so anti-inflammatory. Everything that's in this, except for the egg, which is mildly inflammatory, is anti-inflammatory. So when you're eating this, you are doing your body a huge favor. So I'm gonna pause the video now, and I've got the cauliflower in the microwave as we speak, cooking, steaming in the bag. And then we'll just stop and start and record so I can show you exactly how easy it is to make. It does take about, I want to say 20 minutes solid to make the crust. That's not including cook time. And then it takes, like, once the crust is finished, it takes about 5 minutes for you to put your toppings on and then bake it for 5 minutes. So anyway, you will hear in the background video games because Kyle and Steve are in there playing video games. This is a working household, a working kitchen. People are going to be coming in and out. Get used to it and enjoy. Thank you. So I have steamed the cauliflower, and I find that one frozen bag of these riced veggie cauliflower is the perfect size for a pizza. All right, I've tried getting the regular cauliflower and ricing that in my food processor, but as you all know, I'm a huge time-saving person. Plus, when I use the frozen stuff, I eliminate my food waste because at least I know exactly how much I'm using and how much I'm getting here. So you really, after this comes out of the microwave and you just cook it based on package instructions, it's hot. So you gotta let this cool down before you proceed with doing what I am about to show you how to do. Okay, so the other thing you're gonna need is a towel, a kitchen towel, clean towel. You can use cheesecloth, you can use anything you have available, but because I don't have cheesecloth, I've always just used towels. So I just put that down. I'm gonna move this and I'm gonna drop the camera down. I put that, oh, come on. Put that down on the counter. And usually I do this over the sink because it is kind of messy, but I'm gonna do it over this bowl. So you take your cauliflower, that's still pretty hot. And I just kind of let it sit there and steam out for a little bit, just because once you start, because what you're gonna do next is you're gonna squeeze the water out of this, and you really need to squeeze the water pretty good. Now, you can buy these really awesome cauliflower pizza crusts at Walmart that are pre-frozen, but they don't have the almond flour in there, and I find that the almond flour really helps to make the crust actually crispy. Sometimes plain old cauliflower crust can be a little soggy, which is kind of gross, to me anyway. So I add the almond flour in to make it a little crispy. Okay, I feel like that's cooled off. So then all you do is you take your cauliflower and you squeeze the HE double hockey sticks out of it. You just squeeze and you'll start to see the water coming out. Oh, that's still hot. And you'll be okay, a little hot still. Gotta let it cool. Or if you're like me and you're just lazy, you wanna do it anyway, go ahead. Don't burn yourself, that's really a dumb idea. Anyway, you'll be surprised at how much liquid really starts to come out of there. Here we go, squeeze it again. So you're just gonna squeeze it until you cannot get any more liquid out, which is quite a bit. Quite a bit of liquid, and it's still kind of hot, so do yourself a favor, let it cool off. Don't be stupid like me, okay? I'm just hungry and in a hurry, you can tell. So you just keep squeezing it, and then I'll twist it around this way and squeeze it the other direction. I'm playing some sort of a football game in there. It always shocks me how much water comes out of the cauliflower, but you really need to get all that water out, otherwise it will be mushy, and you don't want it to be mushy. And if you don't want to wait like me, you don't want to care about burning yourself, put on some gloves. Just get some good rubber gloves, and then but you really want to squeeze all that water out of there. Go the other way. This is the most time-consuming part about this, because you do have to wait and let it cool. But it is so worth it in the end. One of the things I love about cooking from scratch is that you know exactly what's going in your food. There's no hidden additives. You're aware of everything. You know exactly what's going into your body, and it is time consuming, but quite frankly, your body is worth the time it takes to prepare good food. So as you can see, this little tiny ball is all that's left. So I think I'm getting most of the water out here. Get a couple tight squeezes. And this is why it's helpful to add the almond flour, because the almond flour will also help thicken it up a little bit too. All right, so we got all that water in there from the cauliflower. I had no idea cauliflower had that much water in it. That's like half a cup of water right there. So you know you get your hydration from your food that you eat as well. So then when it's all done squeezing, you get this happy little ball. So I'm gonna take this to the sink and dump it out. So then you put the cauliflower in there. Since I'm making more pizza, I'm gonna save this for my next crust. And I forgot to get out the almond flour. I have that right here. And I like Bob's Red Mill. Consistently good product. So I do 1/3 cup. And in there like that. And then I take my salt, oregano, red pepper flakes, and garlic powder, and I'm just gonna dump that in there. Look for Parmesan cheese, 1/4 cup Parmesan cheese, putting that in there, and 1 egg. Just kidding. And that is a hard-boiled egg. Okay, I knew I had some hard-boiled eggs in there. I just didn't realize that. Okay, I'll be right back. All right, I'm gonna hope I got the right eggs this time. We'll see. All right, going back. Okay, let's try this again. Cross your fingers. I hope I didn't get any eggshell in there. Oh well, if I did, this will be mine. Okay, 1 egg. And then you get the happy job of mushing it around with your fingers. Yay! so gross. I hate this part of things. I really do. I'm a texture person and it's weird, but anyway, you want to get that cauliflower really mashy in there and just squish it around in your fingers. If you have a 5-year-old, give them this job. They'll love it. Make sure you wash the hands first, really, though. It smells so good. Can you smell it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the garlic and everything.
The garlic is fabulous.
Okay, so I just give it a good squish. All right. So now I'm gonna pause this and wash my hands. Okay, I'm back. I've preheated the oven to 450, and I've gotten out a cookie sheet and covered in parchment paper, and I'm gonna go ahead and start assembling my crust now. So I'm gonna move the camera back down. Okay, so you take your mixture. Just put it in a bowl. Scoop it all out of there. And then I just mash it down, and you can make it as thick or as thin as you want it to be. If you want a bigger pizza, make it thinner. Now, everybody's oven is a little bit different, and I find that they suggest 12 to 15 minutes, but I find that I need to cook mine a little bit longer. So what you're gonna have to do with yours is just check it and see. It's gonna be a little soggy in the middle. You're not gonna get away from that unless it's burnt. However, it should cook up with a nice crispy finish in all of the places that count. So, make that round. Okay. And there's your homemade cauliflower pizza crust. I'm telling you what, it smells like a pizza kitchen in here already.
Yes.
Doesn't it, Mom?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, the almond flour in this does add some calories, but they're good calories because almonds are just so good for you. Cauliflower is so good for you. All the seasoning and spices in here are so good for you. So how would you feel if you knew that you could eat pizza that was actually immune boosting pizza? I'm telling you, there are so many ways to stay healthy and avoid getting sick instead of being scared, which we don't like to be scared. I'm gonna pop this in the oven real quick. Actually, it's not totally preheated. So one of the things is fear, and we're all afraid of this virus, at least a lot of us are. And one of the tools to combat fear is empowering yourself with knowledge and education. And knowing that you have tools to use to combat the scariness of the virus, like the food that you eat and what you drink, and taking really good care of your body and exercising, will empower you so that when these weird viruses come around, you are less likely to be a subject of these viruses. So, I mean, we're all a little trepidatious. I mean, we go out in the world, we touch a grocery cart, we don't know if we're gonna get strep throat or coronavirus or the flu or whatever. But one of the ways to make sure that you're just arming yourself with everything that you can do is to eat healthy and put healthy foods into your body. And part of my mission is to teach you how that you can still enjoy the foods that you like, plus you're doing a really good thing for your body. And I love food, and I have always been a picky eater my whole life, and I love trying to find ways to make the foods that you love to eat already healthier. Okay, so I'm gonna pop this in the oven in just a few minutes, and I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the video, and then when the pizza crust comes out, I will video the finishing of that, and then later on when we're getting ready to have dinner, because it's only about 4:45 right now, we'll show you how they're assembled at that point. Okay, see you in a bit. All right, now my mom is making her own pizza here, so we've squeezed out the cauliflower. Isn't she cute? We squeezed out the cauliflower, we added all the ingredients, and this is her first time making her own pizza.
Oh, it smells great.
Doesn't it? You just want to make sure everything in there is all mixed up.
It smells so good that it makes you hungry just to mix it. I don't
Right? come out here. So I'm gonna let you mix for just a couple more minutes, Mom.
Okay.
And I'm gonna open up the oven and check my pizza.
All right.
Okay, here we go. Look at that. I think we are done. Yes. Look at that. Okay, so she's mixing. I'm pulling this out. I just want to show you guys, unlike traditional crusts, this is really, really sturdy. Look at that, doesn't even bend. And traditional cauliflower crusts can be very flimsy, and this is actually not. So it's gonna hold pizza really good. And it looks really nice. So I'm gonna let that cool off, and then we're gonna go back to my mom. This is the easiest thing in the world. If my mom can do it, anybody can do it.
The one that took 25 years to learn how to make Jell-O?
Yes. Okay. It's fun. Like I said, if you have a 5-year-old, you let them do this. It makes it really fun. Now, parchment paper is great because it's non-stick and peels off the bottom real easily. So I would highly recommend using parchment paper for these pizza crusts because it really just releases them easily. Look at you go. Pro Vicky.
I'm gonna have mine, I think, a little thicker.
Okay.
A little thicker crust.
So we're gonna cook it a little bit longer. You want it,
So
whenever you're happy with it, you let me know and we'll pop it in.
Yeah.
Okay, you good? All right, you
Yeah.
go wash your hands and I'll put this in the oven. Okay, as soon as it comes out, I'll be back on. One little caveat to all of this is I have some really good friends who have a son who is allergic to tree nuts. So the almond flour in this recipe would not be good for them. In fact, it could actually kill him because of anaphylactic shock. So we want to be really careful. Now, you can substitute the almond flour in this recipe for regular flour. The almond flour is just really good because it makes it low carb, and almonds are highly anti-inflammatory, which is why I use it. But you can substitute this with white flour, but I would recommend substituting it with whole wheat flour rather than plain old white flour because it won't spike your blood sugar as quickly. So feel free to play around with your flours. If you're gluten-free and allergic to almonds, you can use a gluten-free flour blend as well. Again, 1/3 of a cup, same thing. Just watch your cooking times a little bit because it might cook up faster than the almond flour does. So there are always room for substitutions in any of the things that I do. Okay, so during the course of filming this particular video, I forgot to mention in the beginning that it does call for a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. I forgot to write that down. So I only had about a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese for the pizza, the first one that I made, and we substituted the Parmesan. They're playing their games in there. We substituted the Parmesan for mozzarella. And when we did that, the cook time has decreased. So if you're gonna substitute cheese, pay attention to your crust, okay? Because it can cook faster or even slower depending on the kind of cheese that you use. So the other thing I wanted to mention was my pizza crust I cooked for about 20 minutes, 15 on one side, and then I flipped it over for 5 minutes on the other side. And with my mom's crust, hers was about 8 minutes on one side, and then I decided just to check it, and it turned out that it was pretty much done. So I'm doing it total 15 minutes. So I would do 7.5 on one side and 7.5 on the other side. So play with it, okay? Just my advice. Hi, okay, so my pizza's done. And I am going to begin the assembly process of my pizza. And I'll also be filming Steve and my mom making their pizzas too. Now my mom made her own crust, which you guys saw. I went ahead and made Steve's crust. I wanted his to be a little bit bigger. So I added another 1/3 of a cup of almond flour to it, to the 1 bag of cauliflower. So his is a little bit bigger and maybe a little bit more crumblier, but I think it came out pretty good. Okay, so enough about that. I'm gonna go through and tell you all the toppings that I'm putting on this as I go, and then we're gonna pop it back in the oven. So here we go. Look at that beautiful pizza. Beautiful. All right, I'm going to use sun-dried tomato pesto as my base because I love sun-dried tomatoes and I love pesto. Just gonna take a bunch of that out and spread it on there. I'm going all the way to the edge because the more the better, in my opinion. Now, I do not count calories because I don't eat a whole lot during the day. I do the intermittent fasting, so my calorie intake is actually pretty low and compared to most people. So I do, when I eat, and I eat the things that I love, and I eat the things that I know that are going to do the most for my body. And I'm not afraid of calories. I exercise every day. I take really good care of myself. So, okay, so with that, so then the cheese, my mom and I are using Gruyere cheese because it's less inflammatory than other cheeses. I'm not really sure why, but when I read the inflammatory cookbook that I use, it says that Gruyere is one of the most anti-inflammatory cheeses. It's actually a 0, so it means it's like not inflammatory or anti-inflammatory. But I love cheese, so I'll leave a little more for my mama. And I'm gonna put basil on there because I love basil. Ooh. All of these things are highly anti-inflammatory, by the way. Okay, now this is fresh chopped garlic that I just chopped. I love garlic. Garlic is highly anti-inflammatory. If you guys want to beat your colds and flu, eat garlic. Don't care what people say or think about you with garlic breath. You can just tell them that you're healthy, and if they don't like it, you can tell them
Buzz off.
buzz off. Thank you. I was going to say something worse, but I didn't want to say that. Okay, so then bell peppers, and again, I buy the pre-chopped ones just to save myself time. I love bell peppers. They're high in vitamin C. Very good for you. A lot of nutrients in these bad boys. Highly anti-inflammatory as well. Some purple onion. Onions are extremely high in vitamin C. Very, very good for you. Load those babies on there if you like them. If you don't have to add them on there. The one thing I love about pizza is that you can just do whatever makes your little heart happy. You can put whatever you want on there. Jalapenos. Everybody who knows me knows I like it spicy, baby, and the jalapenos are highly anti-inflammatory, and these are fresh ones. But anything that is a hot pepper, if you like hot peppers, eat them because they are so good for you. Here I have some cherry tomatoes, some grape tomatoes. So I'm just going to throw those on top because I love tomatoes. I'm just gonna, no rhyme or reason here, just load it up with whatever you want. What am I missing? Mushrooms. Oh, do you want me to? Oh, here, need one more tomato. And some mushrooms. Mushrooms are so good for you. They're so good for your immune system, believe it or not. They have very little taste. You can cook them so many ways. They are so, so, so good for you. And because I don't feel like I have enough cheese on there and I want more, because I'm a glutton, I'm gonna add a little bit of mozzarella to the top of this whole thing before I put it in to bake. And you're gonna,
beautiful,
doesn't it? And you're gonna put this in at 450, but you're just gonna keep an eye on it, and when all that yummy cheese melts and it gets to where you want it to be, then you can pull it out and it's done. And this is going to be a very, very filling, high fiber, high antioxidant, healthy meal. And I'm going to film my mom eating her first bite because she's never had this pizza before, and I want her opinion on it so that she can give you her unbiased opinion on how it tastes. But it tastes so good. Just saying. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in the oven. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off for now. I'll be back. Here's my mom. Smile.
Hi.
And she's going to assemble her pizza, and she went ahead and already started putting on the sun-dried tomato pesto, which looks fabulous. Okay.
Because after Erica, I just want to eat.
Yep, and what are we gonna put, what else are we gonna put on this?
We're going to put the oregano.
It's basil.
Or basil, I'm sorry.
It's okay. You could add oregano if you want. There's a ton of oregano in the crust already.
That's what confused me.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to use my cheese on top.
You do whatever you want. It's your pizza. You can
Yeah.
make yourself happy.
I love bell peppers.
Well, Steve won't eat the green ones, so you can have as many as you want.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people are color shy of that, but
Some garlic.
fresh garlic is always good.
Yes, and if everybody's eating the same amount of garlic as you, you don't have to worry about garlic breath, just saying.
And even in nursing school, they'll tell you garlic and onions, they don't even know why they work, but they work.
My mom's a nurse, by the way, in case for any of you who don't know, she is a RN. And she's the one that's taught me a whole lot about nutrition over my lifetime. So I owe this lady right here a lot. I'm happy that she's here today to help me do this.
Well, I don't know if she owes me or not, but I know that they didn't talk about it in nursing school or medical schools for the last 25 years. What I see Erica doing today makes me very proud because she is combining healthy inside and outside.
So she just added mushrooms. Thank you, Mama.
And cherry tomatoes.
And now she's adding cherry tomatoes.
And then my cheesy.
And all that Gruyere is yours.
I'm ready, babe.
Baby, right?
I like cheese too, but I've been trying to stay away from it because it's kind of my downfall.
You know, cheese is so good.
But the Gruyere makes me feel better about eating cheese. And so here I am.
Look at that.
Is that not beautiful?
Beautiful. Oh my goodness. Yay, you did great.
Thank
all right. Okay, we're going to pop this in the oven. We'll have them all out.
All right, so my pizza's out. I'm gonna put this down here for you to see. All the cheese is melted. Isn't that beautiful? Got the pizza cutter. Go ahead and come in here and use my knife. Make it into four little slices. The knife's actually probably better. Okay.
Looks beautiful.
Doesn't it? Oops.
Want a big plate or a little?
Big plate, but I'm actually videoing myself really quick here eating this. Okay, so I just want you guys to see how sturdy this is. I mean, it's just as sturdy as regular pizza. All right, I'm just gonna take a bite and taste it. Oh my God, this looks so good. It's a big old jalapeno right there. Look up close. See how thick that crust is?
It's beautiful.
It is. So I'm gonna take a bite. Oh my God.
Good stuff, Maynard.
So good. Oh my God, it's delicious. That Gruyere really tastes great. And the vegetables are al dente because I didn't cook it long enough, which I prefer. So if you want more softer veggies, go ahead and do what you gotta do. But this is great to me. It's like a salad on a piece. Freaking delicious. Oh my God, so good, so good. Okay, so my mom is cooking right now. I'm gonna eat mine. And as soon as we're done eating, I'm gonna film Steve putting his pizza together because his pizza is very different from ours. All right, see you in a bit.
Guys.
Hi, my mom's pizza's out of the oven now. We're gonna cut it up and we're gonna have her
The
try
only thing
it.
I don't have that Erica had was I don't have any mozzarella on it.
And you don't have any jalapenos.
And no jalapenos.
Okay, so I have to video you taking your first bite. You know that, right?
Right.
How
I hope
pretty
I'm
this
polite.
is.
It's beautiful.
Oh, nobody cares what you look like when you eat because they look the same way. Let's face it.
Well, I don't suppose I've really thought about it that
So
way.
I'm just gonna tell you all, this is a coronavirus fighting pizza. All right, just saying. We're fighting the coronavirus by eating all these beautiful, healthy vegetables. Okay, well, you gotta come back over here and have a bite, Mom. Then you can go sit down and eat.
Oh. Okay,
right,
sorry.
So she's got her pizza. There we go. All right, show everybody how good it stands up.
The vegetables are so nice and al dente. I like it. It is like having a salad.
On pizza. When Steve makes his, he's gonna be doing all meat. So for you guys out there that don't want to eat a whole bunch of veggies. What do you think? Seriously. Do you love it?
Oh my God. so good.
Are you ever gonna have regular pizza ever again? Just think
No.
of all the possibilities. We can have
No,
Greek
this is
pizza.
fabulous.
It is so good. And look at how well it holds up. It's not like limpy lala on her hand. It's delicious.
Honestly, it's the best cauliflower pizza I've ever tasted. It's wonderful.
See? Okay.
High five.
All right, you get to eat. I'm gonna turn this off. Okay, so Mr. Clark is now making his pizza and he is using the same sun-dried tomato pesto that my mom and I used, which is actually really tasty, and I'm glad because I didn't want it to go to waste. I'm just gonna use it all, which is awesome.
I'm gonna kill it.
Kill it, baby. It's actually the perfect size for 3 or 4 people, at least. Yeah. And you're free to use whatever toppings you want to.
Queso, queso, queso.
Use the rest of this because that's.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right, he's going straight for the mozzarella. So on yours and my mom's, I ran out of Parmesan cheese, so I substituted the Parmesan for mozzarella. There's Kyle. Say
Oh,
hi.
in the dough.
Yes, because we ran out of Parmesan and actually
Cool.
cooked up. I think it turned out just fine. He likes lots of cheese. This is the beauty of the pizzas, is that you can just do whatever the heck you want, whatever makes your little heart happy.
All this cheese, I don't know if it's gonna make my heart happy. It makes my mouth happy.
It's going to make you happy. Mushrooms. Onion. Lots of onion. There's fresh garlic in there.
Oh,
Pepperonis. Looks good. He's a pizza artist. Now his pizza is bigger than my mom and my both of our pizzas. Like I said, I added 1/3 of a cup more almond flour to his just to make it a little bigger. He's a manly man, although I was so full from eating mine, I can't even stand myself right now. His pizza isn't technically as anti-inflammatory as my mom's pizza and mine, but it is still more anti-inflammatory than a regular pizza. All right,
Voila.
nice work, MC-licious. Hey, look at the camera and smile. Oh, and there's Steve's finished pizza, very manly pepperoni pizza. We used the big knife. Oh, he found the pizza cutter, yay! He loves it. These are Kyle's sound effects for us. What do you think, MC?
it's good.
Is it delicious? Yeah?
It's good.
Yeah. You look like you're loving it. All right, well, everybody loves their pizza. She loved hers.
Yummy, yummy,
He
yummy.
loves his, even though he just did something to himself. All right, now that everybody's happily fed and eating, I just want to say that everybody's really happy with their pizza. I know that you'll be happy with your pizza too when you do make it and eat it. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. I love answering questions. I love talking about what I know. And I love seeing my family happy and healthy and eating foods that they love. So on that note, signing off, enjoy, stay healthy.